Hello folks! First of all, I should say that I do not share the views represented by communists and revolutionists. But for the sake of history, and in this case a very significant piece of history, I would like to take you on a tour of Leon Trotsky House, located in Mexico City, Mexico. Once you enter a museum, you will see the different interesting artifacts. For example, in this case, those are the documents of the Natalia Sedova, the second wife of Leon Trotsky, passport and other interesting information. And as you can see, this exhibition talks about how the revolution started and what led to revolution and stuff like that. So let's go and take a look around. As you can see, the banner right here says Rojos, which means Reds. Reds were one of the forces that participated in that revolution and eventually won it. They have ended the Tsar regime and replaced it with their own regime, which was not necessarily better. This museum is not about who was right and who was wrong in this revolution. It just gives a historical perspective. And well, since it's a house of Leon Trotsky, it's all about Soviet power and Soviet ideas, Soviet dreams and stuff like that. You might ask, why exactly is Trotsky such an important figure in Mexico? And why exactly there is a museum and his house, and why he was living there? Well, let me tell you about this in just a few words. After the Russian Revolution of 1917, Leon Trotsky organized the Red Army to fight and defeat the Tsarist whites. He was the most important figure in the Bolshevik regime after Lenin. But when Lenin's health began to fail, a fight for succession developed between Trotsky and Stalin, who was General Secretary of the Communist Party from 1922. After he was formally condemned to death in Moscow, the Trotsky, the Mexican government offered Trotsky refugee and protection on December 6, 1936. And that's why he started his journey in Mexico. And right here, as you can see, there's a timeline. This timeline starts from the revolution time, which is 1917, up to 1991. And as many of you know, in 1991 the Soviet Union collapsed and basically everything has ended. So all those socialist, communist ideas failed basically, and well, this is just like historic timeline how it all happened and how freedom came to Russia. see here, this exhibition ends with the fall of the Berlin Wall, as well as the fall of the socialism and communism ideas. Basically, by the end of 20th century, that's what happened. And we don't know exactly what will happen in the future, but this completely changed the world. So we'll see. After we finished with the exhibition and the timeline of the history and the events that changed the history, let's go actually outside and see the garden where actually Trotsky spent a lot of his time. And right there you can see there is a monument to him. So let's just go around, take a nice walk and see. Take a look at this monument. Well, it looks pretty impressive, isn't it? For me, this garden looks very simple. There is not much actually, but simple and at the same time quite impressive. Very green, lots of palm trees, lots of the ways to enjoy just the nature and, well, things like that. Let's actually go and take a look inside the house, shall we? I think this is the room where he actually worked. So as you can see, there's a typing machine and lots of books. So yeah, I think it looks quite impressive, this library collection of socialist ideas. I remember that in all those rooms there are alarms installed. And so even accidentally you don't want these alarms to go off, right? So I remember myself walking around very carefully. And right there, here's the kitchen. Well, it also looks very simple. There's a TV recording of Trotsky declaring something. Oh, socialism, blah 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 blah. Or, well, I don't know, stuff like that, I guess he was talking. This is, by the way, a very famous picture of Lenin declaring the revolution and all that. And I think there's a Trotsky somewhere nearby in this picture, but I can't recognize. Maybe I'm wrong, sorry. But I think he was around somewhere. This picture right there shows all the allies that Stalin killed actually, so he was the only one who remained alive. He killed everyone he had some business with, mostly. let's go take a final look around the house again. Here's his working table, and here's the bed where he rested when he was not feeling well. Right here, there are the bullets on the wall from the first attempt to kill Trotsky, and it failed. Second attempt to kill Trotsky succeeded, and he was killed with the ice axe. As you can see here, the bathroom is also very simple. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. There will be more interesting videos, including about Mexico, because Mexico is amazing.